I used to think of my life as a rap star. I used to think of my life as a trap star.
Hey, and welcome back to Emlyn in the Mix, where we discuss things all music technology, software and hardware, recording gear, studio gear, instruments, and more. If you love that sort of thing, then you're going to love the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Now, let's get on with the show with your host, yours truly, Emlyn. Hey guys, welcome back to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast, season 4, episode 5. What is this podcast about? Well, yes, it is about music technology, software and hardware, all the latest and greatest music technology news. And I try to keep it entertaining for you guys today. We're going to be checking out MiniFreak V, the brand new software drop from Arturia. Well, it's not brand new, but in standalone form, it is brand new. And as you can see in the background here on my screen, there is that lovely piece of software, which I'm going to play some sounds for you. I'm going to show you around the unit, and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to make it fun and show you what the software can do. Hopefully that's why you've come to this video. And for those of you who are regular to this channel, you know what this podcast, vodcast, YouTube video is about by now. You're gonna have fun. We'll have fun. And for those of you who are new, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit subscribe down below. Helps out a lot. Like the video if you liked it as well. But without further ado, let's just get stuck into what happened in the world of music technology. A little bit lighter on this week, but I do want to go over this one here for you guys. iZotope, our friends at iZotope, now part of the greater community of SoundWide, have got an awesome sale going on at the moment. 60% off pro mixing and mastering tools, so you can start mixing smarter. Now, if you don't know what iZotope are, or who they are, sorry, you've probably been living under a rock, because iZotope create some of the best mixing tools on the market. And if we have a look around just quickly here, for example, Ozone 10, which is actually included in the complete 14 bundle. So if you do decide to get some native instruments in the complete 14 bundle, you actually, from I think the second tier up, Ozone 10 is now included, which is an incredible deal. I've forgotten the names of the tiers, which is pretty bad because I wrote an article on it. But anyway, Ozone 10 is included from the second tier up. There's 4 tiers there. But Ozone 10, for example, right now, if you just want to buy it standalone, is only $99, usually $249. So that's pretty crazy, right? RX10 is the standard in cleaning up your audio. It's the toolkit for audio cleanup in music and post-production, and that's on sale at the moment for $159. Now, there's no kickback at all from iZotope, actually, in terms of affiliate links or anything like that this time. I just merely wanted to show you guys because I love iZotope, and when it's on sale, it's definitely worth checking out. I've got a bunch of their other software here. Head over to iZotope.com to check out that deal, and let's move along to our next piece of news. Now, we actually spoke about this piece of software last week. Now, if you do want to support this channel, you want to support this podcast, you love what I do here, please consider clicking the affiliate link down below to get yourself Duets. I love the sound of Duets. What is Duets? It's a hybrid vocal and keys instrument, multi-sampled vocal meets synth and keys for high gloss pop, hip hop and R&B, build expressive melodies and lush harmonies with riffs and runs. And you can explore 151 tweakable presets of vocals, leads, basses, and pads. And it's part of the Play series. Great sounding presets and real-time control in an intuitive interface. So if you've ever played the Play series before, you'll know it's a lot of fun, but it's very easy as well to sort of just manipulate the sound and get what you want out of it. Let's play a demo. We did play a demo last week, so I'm gonna spice it up here. I'm gonna play a different demo for you guys. We're gonna play demo number 2. This demo is bonk. I love the sound of this demo. It's kind of like hyper pop sounding. Anyway, if you love this sound, remember, click that link down below. Support your boy. Help me out here. Keep this podcast alive for you. But let's have a listen to see if this is for you first. Let's have a listen. Here we go. Oh yeah, hopefully you're not watching us there on the podcast. I was dancing. I was dropping the beat. That is a fire demo right there. And that comes to us from the sounds of Duets. If you like those sounds, you like the sound of that instrument, click the link down below. It is an affiliate, full disclosure, but you'll be doing nothing more than getting yourself a great deal, getting yourself an amazing instrument, and supporting the channel, which then in turn actually helps others. You realize when you buy something from the Emlyn in the Mix affiliate link, you're actually helping others discover this podcast, this video, this YouTube channel, all of the above. We're here to inspire and help other musicians be able to create. That's what we're all about here on the channel. But anyway, that's Duets. We go deeper. Click the link down below if you love it. And let's move along to our next piece of news. Rolling through them quickly, this is definitely not music related, but it is from a company who produces a lot of music gear, so it's definitely worth a quick mention. And Roland has jumped into the cash cow of making hardware for gamers. And I gotta say, it's a smart move. If as from a company's perspective, from a capitalistic company's perspective, nothing wrong with capitalism. Go out there, earn your money, of course, but I mean, they're going to make some money on this for sure. It is a cash cow, but it is Roland. So Roland have gone in and they've made themselves a little audio mixer for gamers and streamers for that. Like, I mean, maybe it doesn't have to just be for gamers, but it is heavily skewed towards gamers. If you're looking at the video here, you can see basically it is called the Bridgecast. It is a dual bus gaming mixer. I mean, come on. What else could it be for? Maybe I can get one. I can have one here for the podcast. I don't really need it. I keep it music here. I've never gone to the dark side and become a gaming streamer because that's not my purpose. My purpose is to keep music alive in this world. I mean, I have thought about it, but what's the point if you're just doing it for money? There's no fun in that. You got to do what you're passionate about, and that for me, of course, is music technology, music gear, and to spread the joy of information about that to you guys. So I keep it real here in the studio. I got the Softube fader. I almost forgot what it was called. Softtube's console fader, which I'm hoping they do a new iteration. I'm digressing here a little bit, going off the gamer thing here. I really hope they do a new iteration of the fader. I love it. They actually did a secret update recently as well, which I'll have to do a video on that for you guys if you're interested in that. Console One fader by Softube. Check it out. Amazing for doing what I'm doing here. I can turn my, I can turn my instruments up, whatever. It's a full mixer, 100mm fader mixer. Anyway, we're here to talk about this though, the Bridgecast. So what is it? Yes, it's just more or less a control for gamers. So take online gaming sound to the next level with Bridgecast, your all-in-one solution for premium live stream audio. The customizable desktop hub is packed with secret weapons to take out the competition, including dual sound mixing, vocal transformer effects. That's cool because I gotta say, I've got the Roland VT4 here as well as a vocal transformer effect. A lot of fun. Maybe it has the same technology inside the Bridgecast. Interesting. I didn't see that part. And including dual sound mixes, vocal transformer effects, and then music playback and sound effects, and support for broadcast grade mic and headphones. In the heat of the battle, Bridgecast ensures that your audio is always as epic as your gameplay. Okay, look, there are tons of those streamer gamers out there, and this is definitely going to appeal to them, and I'm sure there is a lot of other hardware on the market, but being that it's Roland do a very good job, and they've jumped into this game. No pun intended. All right, let's move along to our next piece of news here. Just quickly, Universal Audio, we don't speak about them that much, but they do have a pretty cool little sale going down. If you head over to, I mean, they always seem to have a sale going on, but I hate to admit it, Universal Audio are probably in the top 3 best emulator. In fact, they may even be at the top in terms of emulations. They've just nailed it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. And we hate to admit it, but Universal Audio is probably one of the best. I don't know why we hate to admit it. They just really are. I mean, some people don't like the thought of having to be stuck into their like full, the Apollo hardware environment that, it's like almost like an Apple style of getting you sucked into Apple. Like I'm fully sucked into Apple. Everything is Apple in my studio, like in terms of the technology that runs everything. You know, we've got the iPhone here, we've got iPads, that sort of stuff. And I guess Universal Audio does a similar thing where, you know, you get the software, you got to have the Apollo to run it. Not necessarily, though. Remember, they did go native last year on pretty much all their software, so you don't have to. They did break away from that. So actually, I apologize for making that statement. They actually did break away. We've got native software now. But I think it's more just, you know, like they're not cheap plugins. They are definitely worth every penny, though, that they are valued at, because if you actually were to get the original hardware, you'd be looking to mortgage your house or something like that, because these vintage pieces of hardware, and some of them don't even exist in good form anymore. They've emulated so perfectly. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yes, well, they've got a sale over there as well. Don't know why we didn't include this earlier in the podcast, but I'm here for the goods. It's like Christmas every day here on Emlyn in the Mix, because I'm showing you where the deals are. Now, just before we get to our feature product here, I told you it was a light week. We're skipping through it, but that's cool because it's going to give us more time to play with the feature product. Rhodes, yes, Fender Rhodes, who make the amazing Rhodes V8 keyboard, have got a competition going at the moment, which I thought was pretty cool. And you can win a Rhodes MK8. That is hectic. Like, if you know Fender, if you speak to most top professional studio musicians, one of their wish list items is a Rhodes. Like, there's just one of the most playable, nice sounding instruments on the market, and it's not affordable for everybody, and you can actually win one of these. So I thought I'd just quickly mention this on the podcast today. So introducing the V8. So Rhodes is celebrating the introduction of their very first Rhodes virtual instrument, which we will showcase on this podcast at some stage. Now you can add missing keys to the new Rhodes film using a free trial of the V8. So you can get a free trial of the V8. Then this is how you get into having the opportunity to win an actual hardware Rhodes MK. Is submit your track to the judges, and you got James Blake and Yard Axe James Smith, who are successful musicians in their own right, who will be judging the tracks. And the grand prize winner gets a Rhodes Mark 8 piano, and they get the software, of course, V8 Pro Edition, and 19 runners-ups will get the Rhodes V8 software bundles. Anyway, I just thought this was cool to mention because it doesn't come along very often that you get an opportunity to win such an amazing piece of hardware. And that is honestly, if you were to get, that's a future classic. That's something you would keep for the rest of your life. Like, that is honestly, it will only appreciate in value. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It is one of those. And if you're like me and you're into music gear and you like to collect music gear, maybe, I don't know. I don't necessarily like to collect music gear. Maybe I do. I'm not crazy though. I'm not too crazy. I don't have a Rhodes Mark 8 in here, but look, if you like to play, this is the instrument for you. Anyway, I totally digress. Let's get to the main feature. We got through the news so quick. Anyway, we're back. All right, this is the main feature, MiniFreak V by Arturia. Thank you, Arturia, for letting us check out the MiniFreak V today. I told you I was going to keep it fun. I was going to keep it light, keep it exciting. And I'm just going to show you some of the things that I really enjoy about the MiniFreak V software. Now, first thing I do need to say is the MiniFreak V is a carbon copy of the MiniFreak hardware. Now, unfortunately, I did try to get a MiniFreak here on the channel. I was in talks with Arturia. I was in talks with the distributor here in Australia, and apparently they sold out of MiniFreaks, which is not surprising, being that it was probably the most desirable hardware synthesizer of 2022, and now being the start of 2023. They're apparently in Australia, at least, or at least with my local distributor, maybe not the whole of Australia, but they're unavailable, currently unavailable for someone like Emlyn in the Mix, because we're not important enough. No, just kidding. They're just not, they're sold out, basically. That's how popular they are. Anyway, this software is a carbon copy of the hardware. So you're going to have to excuse my ignorance of the hardware. I just never got one. We never had one here. I have a little bit of an understanding. I've got the Arturia MiniFreak, which I freaking love. I'm pointing to it here. You can't even see it. It's off the camera. The MiniFreak is a lot of fun, but from my understanding, with the MiniFreak, you get an additional oscillator, which gives you more voices and more fun, more or less, and other little nifty features, like they actually added a keyboard this time rather than the little touch strip things that a lot of people seem to complain about with the MiniFreak. But for me, I found that made the MiniFreak all the more unique. Like I actually got it for that because I thought that was interesting that they're using these touch strips for a keyboard. I understand it's not traditional. I understand that. I got tons of synthesizers and keyboards everywhere. So I thought it was nice to have the touch strip thing. I actually like that about the MiniFreak, but nonetheless, seems like people weren't happy with that. And I think you've got effects now in the MiniFreak. Correct me if I'm wrong. See, again, I don't have the hardware. I'm not 100% sure, but it is on the software. So I'm assuming it is on the MiniFreak hardware. The only thing I'm told, the only difference between the hardware and the software is, of course, the filter, which is full analog on the hardware. It's a full analog filter, whereas, of course, in the software, it's not a full analog filter. But other than that, they're basically the same thing. Now, I'm also told, and again, I have a MiniFreak, so I can't show you that, but the integration of this software and the MiniFreak is apparently amazing. Like, it's just, you can control the parameter on the MiniFreak, and of course the software, it's all just a marriage made in heaven. But I'm also told if you don't have the MiniFreak hardware like myself and you have an Analog Lab MIDI controller by Arturia, which are also a really fantastic MIDI controller, that you do get a similar experience that you would if you had the MiniFreak hardware. Anyway, I hope I haven't bored you half to death. I'm just trying to give you the information that y'all need to know. So let me just quickly read back from Arturia before we jump over to our live demo here. So, twinned algorithmic soft synth, MiniFreak V is an experimental virtual instrument fusing digital voices with modeled analog filters, spontaneous modulation, and playable sequencing, unleashing endless sweet spots between familiar and unheard, order and chaos, beauty and beast. Set your wildest sonic creations free. They got an introductory offer there as well. Comes with a bunch of presets, over 250 patches. And let's see what else we got here. Full hybrid synthesizer power, so directly in your DAW, bridging the gap between hardware and software. I just mentioned that. So yeah, the hardware and the software, if you have that hardware together, that works really seamlessly. Now, from my understanding, the MiniFreak software, or MiniFreak V, I don't know if it was always MiniFreak V, but the MiniFreak V software existed before like this version, which I was unaware of because I never had the hardware. So for those of you who already have this software, it might be a bit boring that I'm talking about this now, but this is the first time that this has actually gone standalone. So for those of you who probably won't get the MiniFreak V hardware, or sorry, MiniFreak hardware, maybe this is a good opportunity to just get the software, because obviously it's not as much and you're getting the exact same product. Like if we look at introductory price here, $99 USD, it's still on intro sale because it's a pretty new piece of standalone software. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing on. I think we just jump over to our live demo here. Okay, cool. Here we have the MiniFreak V. Now, I've purposefully opened it up on the advanced feature. So if you look up in the top right screen, you got your volume here, output volume, but you've also got home, which sort of strips it back. So I press home, strips it back to pretty much the parameters you really only need to see, like if you're playing live or you just have it in your DAW and you're not really looking at it. You don't need all the GUI overstimulating you. But for the sake of this YouTube video, I want to overstimulate you here with the graphics. We'll pop it on advanced. It looks more, you know, I mean, there's more parameters, more stuff you can see, and actually you can just see what's going on in the back end, which is really nice. And then I'll show you the sequencer, because the sequencer is so much fun on the software. And of course, it is so much easier than the hardware to sequence. And I'm only speaking on behalf of having a MiniFreak, because you can sequence on the MiniFreak as well, but damn, that is hard to do on that mini OLED to see what's actually going on. So let's keep it on advanced and let's listen to it here. So here's our first presets. So you can click on presets. Of course, you've got a wide variety of categories. I've got it on bass here, just the first preset. So nice bass sounds. You can hear my terrible playing. Now, of course, what is great about the MiniFreak V, unlike the hardware, of course, is that you've got these big screens here showing you what each oscillator is doing. You can see your filter, the movement of your filter. You can even see your effects here, what is on. You've got your chorus, you've got your reverb, and you've got some compression there as well. And depending on the preset, of course, they'll have different effects applied to each preset. The thing I love about the advanced mode too is I can see, like if you have chord mode on, which isn't on at the moment, you can see your voices, what mode it's in, poly mode, which means we can play obviously more than one. Or you could have it on, it seems odd for a bass preset to have poly mode, but you can have it on mono or unison, mono, sorry. That seems correct for like a bass preset, but maybe they were going for something else with this particular preset. Then you can see your LFOs, cycling envelope, and envelope down the end here. Let's go through some presets here, and I'll just show you how easy it is to tweak as well. So we've got this crazy bass bite. So this one looks like you've only got one, or you got, yeah, one oscillator going, but you can add your secondary oscillator. So you can hear me adding that. It's very simple. All I did was turn up the volume. And then in the top right corner of each oscillator, you got the oscillator type, so you can just change it up here very easily. I can cycle through them, find the sound we like. Screech sounded good with that. So you can get already just really quick with just some very simple tweaking. Just playing with the type here. And you can just get some really crazy sounding preset. Turn the volume back down. I've only got the one oscillator going. So it gives you the idea of how easy it is. Also, our cutoff here was quite low. Put the resonance up. It's a pretty terrible sounding preset now, but you get the idea of how easy it is to tweak, all right? Bass chord. That'd sound better an octave lower. So, I mean, the presets sound pretty good. Hopefully you don't have to tweak the presets because they already sound freaking awesome. So it's just got chorus. We can add reverb to it if we want. And again, it's all very intuitive. It's actually very intuitive for a synthesizer that looks kind of complicated. But literally, I'm just sort of, going around here. It's very easy to navigate. So I've clicked on FX2. I want to add some reverb. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's effects now on the MiniFreak hardware. So apologies for not 100% knowing that. I wish we had the hardware here for this video today. But anyway, we did try. All right, so here I've added reverb. So you should be able to hear, I'll turn the reverb up. There you go. So it sounds pretty nice, right? And turn the cutoff down. How nice is it? Like even there's some modulation going on the cutoff here, which I believe, I don't know, one of the LFOs is controlling it. But it's nice because it's giving this, like when I turn the cutoff down, you're getting this sort of swelching. Hear that? Sounds sick, right? Now, I haven't really shown you everything here on the front panel, but it is very straightforward. Probably this isn't the best preset for it, but you do have your chord mode here, which you can select on the hardware, of course. I don't know if this will work. Ah, I think it's going to work. That's cool. Not the best preset though, because it's already a chord. So let's jump to a different preset so I can show you the chords feature here. We just want like a, here we go, this is perfect. We'll go up an octave. So you've got your chord mode here. Now I can just press one key and get the chord. C global, but you got major, minor, Dorian. Let's turn our cutoff up. Nice, huh? Sounds really good. Let's see if there's a better preset though to show that off. So we're in keys at the moment. Maybe that last one. It's a bit slow attack, but put our chords. There you go, that's nice. So it's in para mode on the voices, so it's cycling through the voices, sounds really good. And it's only one oscillator on this one, which is really nice. Yeah, I just find it heaps easier to actually see what is going on here as opposed to the hardware. Of course it's going to be like that though. That's sort of like a no-brainer. So I really like the MiniFreak having the two oscillators and featuring the effects as well here. And of course you can play with your LFO, you can increase the rate there, get the speed going really fast. You can have it sync to your DAW so it's actually in time with your DAW. Sometimes free is fun, you know, get some really interesting sort of stuff going on there, and you can control what it affects down here as well. And you got the two LFOs there. You can actually change the wave of the LFO as well, depending on what you want. Hopefully you can hear me, there's a bit of rain going on in the background. And of course you got your wheels down here below. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see I'm playing with the pitch. The cool thing is I've got the strips on the, I've got the original complete control down below me. So I get these actual strips that I guess is on the hardware. I don't know why they didn't go with the wheel, but whatever, that seems cool. But it's sort of like I really am controlling it. I'll see if I can play. I can't really see what I'm playing here. So there's your something on the expression there. I don't know what that's doing, but there's your pitch as well. This keyboard down here doesn't have very high velocity as opposed to my Rolly Luma keys, which you can't see either of these keyboards off the screen, but it's got better velocity over here. MIDI polyphonic expression, baby. Anyway, I'm not really going to do a video showing off the presets per se today. This is heaps of presets, 250 presets, as we said. 90s ravers. I will show you this one though. So we do have the chord is actually on. I wonder what, if I turn that off, it's just that. Okay, cool. Sounds nice. Flanger. Turn the flanger right up. Nice sounding flanger. We got different presets for the flanger as well. Silly sync. I can this with a bit of, oh, I got delay on here as well. Nice. I mean, all in all, it's just a really great sounding engine. All right, we're going to have to move along, obviously getting towards the end of our time here for the podcast. So let's quickly jump over to the sequencer. Now, this is where the software, in my opinion, really shines because it just does, okay? So just quickly, if you go to the left here, you've got your modes. You can turn it on and off. But you've got your arpeggiator to start with. Have I checked this? Oh, yeah, so you just got whatever, just a bulk standard arpeggiator, and you can change if it's going up or down or up and down. And you got all different modes here, okay? I'm not going to go through that. But the thing that I love is the sequencer. Now, if we turn off the mods feature here, and here's our sequencer. Actually, this preset doesn't have anything in the sequencer. Let's go through one that actually does. Okay, here we go. So here we've got a preset, Daft Lead, which actually has a sequence. So we click in mode here, you click over to the far right one of this little picture of the voices or whatever it is. It looks like a butterfly, I don't know why. Anyway, and if you have a look here as well, you can choose how many bars it goes for. Now this is only programmed for, looks like 32 bars, which is quite a long sequence. Then you've got your auto or your play and stop, and your record here is you can actually record in notes. Now the reason why I'm going on and on about this so much is I just love it because you can't do this on the hardware, or at least you can do it on the hardware, sorry, but it is hard to see this on the hardware. So let me play this little sequence back for you. Okay, classic Daft Punk, actual robot rock vibes. I mean, not even robot rock vibes, a complete copy of, I hope, don't copyright strike me, YouTube, okay? That sounded legit, right? Let's jump, I gotta get a different sequence here. I don't wanna get copyright striked. All right, Doom, this is probably gonna be hectic. So again, jump over to our sequence. How many bars is it? Or beats, sorry. That was beats, actually. Well, you can decide. I mean, this one goes for 64 beats. 4 bars. All right, let's have a look. I mean, it's not a great example. Let's find something else. What do we got here? Let's go to this one. Okay, cool. Here we got something. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is just, again, it's so easy. I can just add a random note here. It's probably out of key, or I can just pop it there. It's going to play my note twice here. I don't know if you could hear that, but anyway, you can totally alter if you don't like this note here. Why don't you put it there and see how that sounds? Probably sound bad. Not bad, not too bad. It's in scale still, or in key. Here's my change. Okay, so you can quickly add or change, and then you can also, if you hit record up here, I can add my own stuff in here. What key is it? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so I just added one note in there just by hitting the keyboard and recording directly in the sequence. Again, you can do this on the hardware, but you just don't get this visualization. It's out of time, of course. Typical Emlyn. Out of time key playing here. Right click to get rid of the note, very easy. Where am I going with this? Well, I'll show you the next part. It's really exciting. So if you click on mods, now this is the best. So we can play with the mods, right? So basically, sorry, I went a step ahead of myself here, but you click on mods, and now you can choose what you want that mod to actually, like, you know, change the parameter of. So if I go filter here, I hit cutoff. Now this top one is going to play with my cutoff in the sequence. So I'm just going to do a random sort of thing here. Hopefully you can hear it when I play it back. Yeah, you can hear it. And turn it down right there so you get it. How cool is that, right? So you can sequence, more or less sequencing. Just, I mean, yes, you could do that on the hardware, but it's just so much easier here. Let's play with the resonance of that filter, right? So we'll have it going squelchy up here, and let's have a listen to that. And then of course you've got all sorts of fun things. So you've got 4 mods you can actually sequence at the same time, which is a lot of fun. And then over here, you've got your tempo, your swing as well. So you could actually just, I don't know, have a bit of fun. Let's have a swing here. kind of going behind the beat. Very 80s. Let's see if we can get a different sequence, hey? Let's get out of mods. So to get out of mods, you just click mods there. Let's see if we can get a different sequence here. What's this? Here we go. Flute. Nah, it sounds a bit like Metroid. I love Metroid, by the way. What other sequences do we have? Here we go. What's this? So it's raining so heavy, so I apologize if this is going on the podcast today. Alright, here we go. We got like an acidy thing. Alright, so this is cool. We want to go to mods. We definitely want to play with the cutoff and resonance. Of course, you can play with other parameters, but for this preset, damn, you need to have this, right? And then you need some of this action squelchy. Right? What else can we play? Let's do expression here. What's that doing? I feel like the mod wheel is just doing the resonance and cutoff. Maybe we can change the morph on this. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's changing it up a bit. Add a sub. Ooh. Yes, so of course you can sequence the sequencer in the hardware, but I just find this so much more fun because the MiniFreak had an inbuilt sequencer as well, but it was way too hard to actually get down your ideas. And you can, of course, you know, come out of mods, so you can draw your own notes in if you're not happy with this particular sequence. But being that it's an acidy type sequence, I think it works perfectly. I love the sequencer. This synth is so well laid out, so intuitive. I hope I've shown you enough of it here. I mean, I think I have. Like down below on the left here, you've got your wheels, which also has your macro control as well, and your sequencer control here as well. So you can add spice and gate and stuff. Actually, let's just quickly see if we can check that out. If we press play on this, go back to our advanced here, add spice and gate. I don't even know if that's doing anything. Yeah, it is, I think so. Anyway, it's slightly affecting it. But that's it, guys. That's my quick overview of MiniFreak V. An amazing, excellent sounding, I mean, carbon copy. I mean, it's the exact sounding, same engine as the hardware. So who is this for? I mean, for those of you who are not going to get the hardware and you just want it all in the box, but you want that MiniFreak sound, this is for you for sure. I wouldn't skip this in a heartbeat. I mean, being that it was the most desirable top synthesizer of 2022, then you should definitely just go out and get this piece of software. And for those of you who have the hardware, I mean, it's almost a no-brainer to have the software as well for that amazing tight integration between the hardware and software experience. I definitely want to try that. Arturia, if you're watching, you got to send, or you got to help me get one of the hardwares, please. I know I've asked you already and you've tried, but we've got to get more shipped out to Australia. Come on, what are you doing? And for those of you who are watching, most of you guys are from the US. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe you've got them in your local store. Unlike me, lucky people you. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. What did you think of the podcast? Hope you enjoyed it. Are you going to get yourself, snap up an iZotope deal here, up to 60% off? Amazing stuff. Or are you going to go out and click that link down below to get yourself Duets by Native Instruments? What a phenomenal sounding vocal and synthy sounding instruments. Is the Bridgecast for you? Are you going to become a streaming gamer and leave the music scene entirely to chase your dreams of making money and becoming a famous gamer? Bridgecast might be the way to go. Roland, keep the connection there. Check out the Universal Audio Deals, no affiliate link there. And are you going to enter this competition by Rhodes? That sounds interesting. And leave your thoughts down below of what you thought about the MiniFreak V software. Did I cover everything? I know it wasn't a full deep dive, but I just wanted to show you why I think this is a pretty great piece of software. That's my opinion. I think it's a great piece of software. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it today, guys. We're going to be back next week. There's so much to talk about here on Emlyn in the Mix. I know it was a lull in the week, but I don't know. I still find things to talk. There's so much to talk about here on the channel. I'm here to keep you guys inspired. I'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Peace out, guys. Boom.
Hey,
Thanks for listening to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Here you will find all the latest in music technology, software and hardware, interviews and more. Also, don't forget to check out the Emlyn in the Mix YouTube channel today. Till next time, keep it real.